Hi there, welcome to this course on data visualization and analysis with AWS QuickSight and Tableau. My name is Harshit and I'm an instructor for this class. Here you're going to learn about creating data visualization charts and business intelligence reports using these tools. In Tableau, you will learn to create various kinds of charts such as pie chart, bar chart, map chart, bubble chart, word cloud, butterfly, and much more. You will learn various use cases where you can use an individual visualization chart, such as map chart or a different chart based on the scenario, and find insights that are crucial for your business decisions. You will also learn to prepare your data by creating calculated fields and filters. Using calculated fields, you can create custom columns that are not available in a dataset as default. You can derive new columns based on certain formulas or writing code similar to SQL syntax. You will learn to create BI reports or visualization dashboard, where you will also learn to create filters that can allow you to drill down into information or some variables or components of the chart to find critical insights. You will learn after learning this Tableau, you will learn about creating data preparation and visualization on AWS Cloud using QuickSight. Here you will learn about various filters, excluded list, calculated fields. You will learn to create data visualization charts such as pivot table, map chart, conditional formatting, and other charts. You will also learn about data cleaning and customizing various kinds of charts. So if you're curious to learn these data visualization and analytics skills on Tableau and AWS QuickSight, start learning right now. See you in the class. Hi there, welcome to this lesson where you are going to learn about importing a file in Tableau. The Tableau allows you to do various kinds of visualizations, and it's important to know what kinds of files it can import. So it can import Excel, text, JSON, Access file, PDF, spatial, statistical, and other files as well. It can import various kind of databases. You got a lot of variety of databases from SQL, NoSQL databases, Oracle database, Amazon, Redshift, different cloud databases, Apache databases, and various other options. You can also import Google Analytics and various other data sources into Tableau. So Tableau is a very powerful data visualization tool that can allow you to import data in various structured or semi-structured format that you can use here, and sometimes unstructured as well. So you can import a variety of databases. If you have a database, you can add. Currently, I have this Excel file, and to import an Excel file or CSV file, you can go for our Excel and hit the import. We got this table. So you can see after we imported a file, all the content in that table is visible in this option. So all the columns, the rows are clearly visible. You can also edit some values here. You can perform some edits, some operations like data cleaning, and change the values of individual cells, individual columns and rows, uh, like you do in the Excel file. Also, you can open an Excel file as well, and sometimes data could be unarranged, and you can use the data interpreter to remove certain irregularities from the table or from the data source, and it will be interpreted easily. Null values will be removed, and similar thing will be removed. Null values are just empty cells that does not have any value in it. So after we got this table, the next step is to create a sheet. In the sheet, we will be able to do any kind of operation and visualization. You can change the number of columns, number of rows that has been imported from the table. Say if you don't provide any value, it will import every web field. But if you provide any value, say 5, 10, it will only import those particular rows. So sometimes you could have a large chunk of data and you don't want to add all the rows in the database, so you can go with this. So when you go to the sheets, it will have you something like this. On the right hand side you got various kinds of charts that you can create. On the left hand side you got two columns here, the dimension and the measures. These are just columns from the table or from the spreadsheet that has been extracted here. So the numerical values go in the measures and non-numerical values go in the dimension. You can always convert these values, you will learn in the later lessons, and you can drag and drop measures or dimensions into the column and row field, and it will generate a simple chart. So right now we got a bar chart, and you can change the value to different charts, say tree map or the circular charts, circular pie charts. You could have different kinds of chart as well. On the right hand side it will also show you which kind of chart can be created using the parameters that you provide in rows and columns. So don't be confused, just get familiar with the interface of Tableau. You will be working uh, everything in this interface. Okay, so if you are scared right now, don't worry, just go to the Tableau interface and add a data source such as Excel sheet and start creating some rows, columns, some charts, and get familiar to it. So after you have created a chart or visualization in Tableau, it's better to save that file uh, to avoid data loss. Your Excel file will be intact, but you want to save your visualization, and it can be done in Tableau format. Later on you can also convert it to images or other formats as well. Just save your file, provide any name, it will be saved with TWB file format, and hit OK. So you'll be learning more about Tableau in the coming lessons. Keep learning, keep moving ahead. Hi, welcome back friend. Here in this lesson you're going to learn about various chart types in Tableau. So let's start. So in the previous lesson we have created a simple packed bubble chart, and we got various columns and rows defined here. You can remove by right clicking and hit the remove. So next we need to create a chart from fresh. So here we take the order quantity in row and profit and column. It will automatically generate some of these values as they are numerical values or measures. Next we can add total price to rows or column. So we can create various kinds of chart. On the right hand side you got the charts enabled that can have this number of rows and column. So some charts could be created by one column and one row, some charts require two columns, some requires three columns, and so on. So you can try different visualizations by combining a number of dimensions and measures defined as rows and columns. So when you right click a value in row or column, you can change the sum to average, median, distinct, variance, or any other value you can choose to do. It will only affect the numerical values. So if you have say profit, you can create sum of profit, you can create average profit, median, you can count different profits, count distinct values of profits. A lot of operations can be performed here, so it is a very important thing that you can do. And once you don't need any column or row, or you have chosen by mistake, or sometimes you require a different kind of visualization, you can easily right click remove. And adding a column and row is very easy and intuitive. You can just drag a dimension or measure on this column and row values. So let's try different charts here. You can got the tree map, the bar chart, the pie chart. You got the horizontal bar chart, the histogram, box and whisker, packed bubble charts, highlights and tables, stacked bar chart, the map, and different other charts. So you can try different visualizations on the values. Sometimes you can also create the map chart. You're learning in the coming lesson. And here we got this different values. Say you can drop some values of invoice or order quantity, and you can define. So when you are beginning, you can combine different values. First, you need to learn how to work in Tableau. So we focused on that point. Later on, you can focus on creating a simple, meaningful visualization. So sometimes we could have different kinds of parameters. Say here we got a bar chart which have different values colored in a long chart, and we can simplify this chart by applying using different cards. So here we got different cards like color, size, and label. You can drop any measure or dimension on these cards to impact the graph. So when we drop any value in the size, it will decrease or increase the value of the components in the chart as well. So you can combine a variety of chart. This is the packed bubble chart, and sometimes it helps in visualization. Various organizations like that show the climate change use a creative charts. You can also create your own custom chart. That will be advanced part, and you can also filter out various components. So here we got different components, legends on the right hand side, and you can enable or disable anything like that. So you can hide these chart options on the chart panel on the right hand side, and you got this thing. Also you can create filters and other things. So just practice, take any CSV file, Excel file, or any database, and just try creating different charts using a combination of measures and dimensions. So sometimes you may wonder that your charts and rows column look empty, but it is not empty. The values have gone to the cards category, cards panel, and it depends on the chart. So it will allow you to add some more components to the rows and columns. So this is how you create different charts and visualizations in Tableau. So don't try to master everything in your first attempt. Take multiple attempts. But first, be focused on learning the interface as a whole. Get familiar yourself with creating different charts and other options in Tableau. Keep learning. Hi, welcome back, friend. Here in this lesson, you are going to learn to create map visualization in Tableau. Maps allow you to create amazing visualization where you have geographic data to represent. So here I will be dragging this country dimension on the row and the profit measure on the column. So this will help us to create a map. So we need one parameter for the geographic value, and another can represent any numerical value or anything else. So here we have created a map of North America containing data information from US and Canada. So here we can double click state or country or any other property like city. It will be represented in the map, but it will have a dotted kind of view. So in order to have a clear view, we can drag the value of order quantity or any other numerical value to the color. So all the states or any entity, in case we have classified data in form of states, you could have in form of cities or anything like that, they will be colored in different way. So here we have a monochromatic color scheme, so it will have a different shades of same color. So the darker the color, the more profit, the more order quantity is represented. You can drag any numerical value like dimension to the color. And here when we drag any other property, say states, to the label, all states will be displayed with a text on them. You can always remove any cards or any other property in Tableau by just right clicking and remove. And you can drag same properties multiple times in different cards. You got different cards like color, size, label, and more. So you could add a tooltip, you could add a color. So when you drag any property to the color, it will affect the color. Say if you drag the order quantity, the higher order will be represented with the darker color, and the less order will be represented in brighter color. So here we can conclude that Texas has higher order quantity as compared to California. In this case, you could have different values, and we have dragged the label, the states in the label. When you double click on any property, any cards, you will get options. Say you can change the color property, you could change it to pink, magenta, purple, any other color. There are various color combination options, and you can also choose a custom color as you wish. And here you can change the color scheme. So you can go with any color scheme that you want, but sometimes if you choose uh, multiple color scheme, it would be a little bit confusing. In order to have some situations like heat map, you could show some parameters as warm colors and some with cold colors. You could have an intensity mark as well. So let's go with any color here. Let's keep it purple. It will allow you to visualize in simple ways. You could create different kinds of map representation. You can create map with a Tableau public and desktop, both alike. When your data is spread across the globe, you could focus on certain things as well. And if it is concentrated in a particular state or a district, it will be also represented as well. So geographical data are critical to visualization, and sometimes it is better to visualize in form of map. You can always combine a combination of other charts as well, like bar chart, wrap bubble charts, and area chart and other chart as well, along with this map chart, the dashboard and the story. So you'll be learning more in the coming lessons. And this is map. Just keep it, go and try creating a map visualization. The steps are simple. You need to drag a country, the state, or a district, or any other geographical property to column or row, and just drag any numerical value to another column or row. So now this is time for you to practice creating a map visualization. Just use any geographical data, provide some numerical value, and plot it in Tableau. So practice, keep learning, and keep moving ahead. Hi, welcome back friend. Here in this lesson, we are going to learn about converting measures to dimensions and dimensions to measure and few other properties. So earlier we have created a map visualization and we got various dimensions and measures here. So what changes in properties of each individual measures and dimensions can be performed? You have to learn here. So just select any dimension and just right click. You got various options here. You can change a data type, or you can change the default properties. Like let's change the format of date. So here you got multiple formats that can be used to format a date. It could be month, day, and year, or just month and year, and anything like that. You can also apply formatting to time and other values as well. Next, you can get various options here. You can convert a discrete value to continuous, continuous to discrete, and so on. And you can convert a measure to dimensions. A measure is generally a numerical value, and numerical value can be stored in dimension as well. But you cannot convert text information in dimensions to measures. Although when once a numerical value is been converted to dimension, you can flip back again to measures. When you try to convert any dimension with text information to measures, it will be by default stored as a count value. So it will sum up the values. Keep learning and keep moving ahead. Hi, welcome back friend. Here in this lesson, we are going to learn about calculating measures and creating a dual axis chart in Tableau. So let's start. So once you got measures and you can apply it as a row and column to create various kinds of charts, you can, by default it is set to sum, so it will generate the sum of the values, but you can change it to count, average, anything else. So just right click your property and change the measure count from sum to count, count distinct, median, or any other values. You can find average, you can find minimum, maximum, standard deviation, percentile, variance, and other things. So based on your requirement, you can always change the calculating value of a measure. So you can do a lot of things. So measures are the numerical values and you can perform various kinds of operation. So one axis of your chart will represent that thing. So here if we want to create a dual axis chart, what is dual axis chart for those who are new to this thing? It has a two different axes, the x and y, and it is used to represent complex information in simple way. So here you got two y-axis and two x-axis. So on the left hand side you got this, we are pasting it in a manner that in the column we are applying order quantity, and in the row we got the order quantity sum and the sum of profit, and in the column we also have the country value. So this is a dual axis chart. On the left y-axis we got order quantity, and on the right y-axis we got a profit, and we have data for two countries, Canada and US, both represented differently on the x-axis, and you got a country by order quantity parameter on the graph. So here we got two options, one is order quantity and one is profit. So the bars will represent order quantity and the circles represent the profit value. So you can represent various parameters on the same single graph. The dual axis graphs are very useful if you try to create a dashboard that will consist a lot of information. So you have a very limited space to represent a chart. Say you can have up to 6 or 5 charts that can elaborate very clearly, although you can have more number of charts, but there is a restriction, psychological restriction, so you can just use 4 to 5 charts to be visually appealing. So in order to, if you have a say 12 or 13 charts to represent, you can create multiple dual axis charts to segregate the values in a single chart. You can create different kinds of dual axis charts with scatter plot and different things. Scatter plots are generally used to find the outliers. Okay, so you can try different charts with the same number of values and they will be migrated that way. So here we got a dual axis chart and we'll be using it to in our dashboard. So we can, if you want to look at, if you want to find out which country generated more profit, we can clearly say USA generated more profit in this case. In Canada there are less number of order quantities compared to USA. The US we got a more order quantities as well. Okay, so this graph will represent a huge different kinds of data, and you can create different kinds of dual axis chart in Tableau. So just get your data and try creating a visualization right from scratch. So keep learning and keep moving ahead. Hi, welcome back friend. Here in this lesson you are going to learn about creating multiple worksheets in Tableau. So earlier you know how to create a sheet and add a visualization and different kinds of graphs. So if you want to create multiple worksheets, you can do it very easily. Just go to lower left side and you got three options. First is to create a worksheet, second is to create a dashboard, and then to create a story. So a dashboard is a combination of multiple worksheets. So before heading to create a dashboard, it's better to create multiple worksheets. So this is our second worksheet, and here we can add different informations. Like here we create a map visualization using some geographical properties and numerical properties. Okay, you can drag any dimension or measures to different kinds of marks, color, size, label, tooltip, or you can drop to rows and columns, and next create more worksheets as you want. So in a dashboard, you can accommodate uh, 4 to 5 worksheets very easily and effectively. Although you can add more worksheets, but in order to grab some great attention, it's better to go with a appropriate number of worksheets. Okay, so here we can create different visualizations. You can use the same data set to drag different kinds of insights. Generally speaking, data sets are large. They contain a large value of rows and columns, so you can create different visualization. So here you can create visualization for number of product sales based on the geography and the states where the products are sold maximum. You can create a pie chart representing various segments of products, or it's better to go with a bubble wrap chart because it helps get analysis very clearly when you have to compare quantities based on profit or anything. You can use this bubble wrap chart. So when we drop the number of quantities in the size card, it will filter out each category based on the number of quantities sold. So food has been sold in the larger quantity, so it has been displayed. Or you can press Ctrl Z or add anything. You could add more information to the tooltip, so it will generate a tooltip. Okay, so just get back, and here's the visualization where everything is arranged based on the profit generated. So the technology segment has generated a larger profit when compared to food. So you can create some visualizations like this. Hi, welcome back friend. Here in this lesson you are going to learn about creating a dashboard in Tableau. So what is dashboard? Dashboard allows you to add different visualizations or worksheets in a single page view. So it will be easy for anyone to convey different visualizations and draw insights from the dataset and present it to a higher authority or somebody that you want to present. So here we need to create a dashboard in the same way that we created a worksheet. So creating a dashboard option is next to creating a worksheet. And you can add multiple worksheets here. Just hold the worksheet and drag on the screen. So here we got 3 different worksheets: map, dual axis chart, and a bubble chart. So we can drag on the screen. So this is a dashboard and it will have different data on the similar page. You can readjust the size of each chart or visualization and adjust them accordingly the way you want. So if you have got 2 different entities, different visualizations, you can represent them side by side, or you can add a third and a fourth layer on the lower side or anywhere else. You could also hide certain visualizations and show them when they are required. Okay, if you have multiple charts or worksheets, say 10, 12, 15, and at a time you want to represent only 3, just add everyone and just expand anything the way you want when you are required. But we got only 3 charts here, so we can adjust them. We would require for map to be large. Bubble chart can be shown in a smaller area as well, so we can adjust it accordingly. If you want to add some filters, you could always add a filter to dashboard. So filters allow you to dive deeper inside to draw more insights into particular things. Say here in map, we got that the states that have a maximum amount of product sold. So here we got California and Texas have more order quantity. But if you want to dive deeper into Texas, that in Texas what cities were responsible for the sales, we can drive in this. So here we got a dual axis chart. We can always turn anything on and off, like bar charts. You can make them visible or just make them transparent or any values. So you will learning this thing later on. But first rename everything. You can rename the entire dashboard, each visualization by providing appropriate names. So here we got the profit versus quantity visualization. So just press OK. So first dual axis chart will represent the profit versus quantity. So adding a name will add some more information, so you can just directly drive to the main point. Don't need to explain everything from scratch. This visualization using dashboards look very appealing to a large set of audience, and it will make your data or the insights or the idea that you want to convey very easily to explain to a larger set of audience. Okay, the people who are not just experts in data, understanding data and the mathematicians and things like that, you can explain it to everyone. So here just rename things here, and you got various objects here that you can apply as well. Dashboard have its own features. You can set different worksheets here. You can also set the layout and different panels. Just rename a dashboard the entire theme of this presentation. So this is a sales dashboard. So it could be for a company that runs its business and have the sales across Canada and the USA. They want to focus on their future projects. So here on the right hand side with the bubble chart, we know that the technology segment is working very well. You can just click on any states in the map to get some more information with tooltips. If you have set the tooltips, okay, you can set the technology and you can set tooltips to any kind of charts, bar, dual axis, map, bubble, and tree map, anything you want to add. You will be adding filters to dive into deeper. So here it is, a simple presentation. Try creating your own dashboard, create all the reports from scratch, use any data or create your own data set and start querying. Be a data science enthusiast, keep learning and keep moving ahead. Hi, welcome back friend. Here in this lesson, you're going to learn about using a map as a filter in Tableau dashboard. So we have created a dashboard and we got three different visualizations, bar chart, the bubble and the map. So just go to map and on the right hand side, you got various options. The third option, you got this funnel icon. Just click on that to enable using map as a filter. So when you point towards a particular state on the map, all the data will be updated on the states. So here when we press the Texas or Quebec or California, the information will be only provided for the state. So here we can clearly say that in the California technology segment worked very well. But in the New York segment, we got the food worked well. Here no sale was recorded for the technology segment. When we go to the Quebec in the Canada, the technology is again the lead. Ontario and other states, we can find the insights. So in different states, so just select any particular state and all the chart on the sides of this dashboard. This is a bar chart, the bubble chart. If you have pie chart, area chart, tree map, everything will be updated and map will be used as a filter. So you can clearly identify and dive deeper into your data. So earlier we got the complete overview of every state and the complete region, but right now we can dive deeper. So in different states of Florida, we can find that twice I have more sales than any other thing. So Florida is an outlier in this scenario. So we can focus on creating twice for California. A similar way, you can drag the insights, identify the customer behavior and all the parameters that are working in a particular location. In a similar way, you can use a different thing as a filter. If your bubble chart can be used for a filter, if you select a technology segment, everything like in the map or on the chart, only the technology segment will be highlighted. So just create a dashboard and apply filters. Keep learning and keep moving ahead. Hi, welcome back friend. Here in this lesson, we are going to learn about creating custom filter in Tableau. Earlier, we have used a map as a filter when we selected a particular state, it will filter out everything else. But here we want to create a custom filter based on dates, year, weekend, and so on. So we can do so by just going to the worksheet. Here I will be going to this map worksheet, a map visualization, and here we'll be dropping different fields in different cards. Earlier you know how to use the color, size, and label cards. You can drop measures to label. When you drop to the label, it will be visible on the map. You can add to tooltip when you want to hover around. So here just select your order date and drop it to the filter, and here you got various options. Just select a year, so it will be creating a filter based on the years. So we have a range of years from 2016 to 19. Hit OK when you are done, and you need to right click and show filter. So on the right hand side you can see these are the filters. By default everything is checked, but you can filter out the sales data or anything based on the parameter, the filters. Say if you selected only 2019, it will show you the data from 2019, sales record from 2017, and so on, the year you selected. In the similar way, we can create based on a particular date, different months, weekend. You can also add timing if you have that in your record, and you can use it as a filter parameter. Not every data has to be visualized, but it can be used as a filter as well. So if you want to add more date values like weekdays, days of the week, you can drop it again. There is no limit for applying filters only once. You can apply multiple kinds of filters. So here just show it again. Just hit click, and here we can select everything. Say if you want to select all the sales data from 2016 and 19, where days were Sunday and Saturday and Friday, so the weekends, it will show you the data. You can select anything based on the day, a particular date, anything. You can also add different kinds of filters like color filters and everything else. Here we got a specific state, and when you got this filter, you can add to the dashboard as well. So it will be reflecting to other parameters, other visualizations. So just do the same thing. Go to dimension, measures, drop any field to the filter that you want to add. You can add numerous filters. Okay, so here I've chosen the date. You can add the price, you could add the quantity of orders, you can filter out anything. Like if the order sale is more than 10,000 units per annum, it will show you on the screen, or in the similar way you could add different kind of things. So you have to just update it in the dashboard. If you want to add the filter, you just need to update, or either you can remove the worksheet and add it again. So it will create a filter will be visible to your, and it's always better to add filters to your dashboard visualizations. So when you are presenting your insights to someone, you can search anything at the moment. Keep learning and keep moving ahead. Hi, welcome back friend. Here in this lesson you are going to learn about adding filters to your presentation in dashboard. So in the earlier lesson we have created a worksheet with map visualization or map chart, where we have created two different filters, as you can see on the right hand side. So both are date based filters. One can be done with days of the week, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and so on, and one is based on the annual basis, 2016, 2017, 18, and 19. So we can add the same filters from our worksheet to the dashboard. So first you need to update or just delete the earlier worksheet and then add the updated worksheet. So this updated worksheet comes with the filters as well, and you can separately reposition the filters on the dashboard. So here just adjust your map so that each thing would be visible clearly, and you can see just next to the bubble chart, these are the filters, the date filters. You can just hold and drag to the place. So sometimes if you have multiple filters, you can also add position or place them in the proper location on the dashboard. There is no fixed rule. You have the flexibility to design your dashboard the way you want. So here, when we apply this query, we can select a particular year. It will be updated in the map. So there are two ways of adding these filters. First, you can add the filter right on the worksheet. So in that case, only the particular visualization from the worksheet, not other worksheets that are added in the dashboard, will be updated. So here, when we apply filters, it will only reflect to the map. It won't reflect to the dual axis chart or the bubble chart. Okay. So if you want to do that, you will be learning in the coming lesson. You can create filters that will affect the entire dashboard and other visualizations. So there could be different scenarios. Okay, now it is not applicable in all the scenarios. Sometimes you want to add filter only to the map, or sometimes you want to add filter to entire dashboard and different charts. Okay, so this is how you create filters and add it to the dashboard. So go to your data set and create different worksheets, add different filters, and here you can also apply a combination of the values. Say you can either select all the years or a particular year. So if you select 2019, and you can choose Sunday and Saturday, so it will show you the values only for the year 2019 in all Sundays and Saturdays. So in the weekends we got sales from California, South Dakota and Louisiana. We didn't got any sales from Canada by this parameters. So you can provide query based on time and other filters as well. So try creating your own filter, add it to the dashboard. Keep learning and keep moving ahead. Hello, welcome back friend. Here in this lesson you are going to learn about creating analytics dashboard with filters. So in the early lessons you have learned about creating a dashboard. You have also learned about creating a filter, and here we will be combining all these concepts together. So let's start. So here we need a state as a column and the sum of order quantity as a row. So we will be creating a bar chart. We already have 3 worksheets and that has been added to a dashboard, and we are now creating a 4th worksheet for bar charts. We will be creating a filter for this, and it will be displayed and reflected back in all the analytics dashboard. So here we can also drop the order quantity and size. So when we drop the order quantity in size, all the bars would be changed based on the order quantity. So the bars or the values that have a larger order quantity, they are thick, and the ones which has less order quantity, they are a little bit thinner. So you can drop anything. You can apply anything to the change filter or add to labels or anything else. So let's do it. So now we have created a bar chart and we have applied a basic filter. Now let's add something to filter. Let's add a product name as a filter. Select all the values that we want to apply filter for and hit apply. So as you can see here on the right hand side, we got a basic filter. If it is not visible, just right click and show filter. So these will be visible. So here we can select a different product name like dairy or different things from the filter option. Then we can create more filters as well, and here we can add them to this worksheet. So just paste this new worksheet on the dashboard and let's make some space. Here currently we got 4 different worksheets and multiple filters. So our dashboard looks cool. It allows you to perform various kinds of insights and drive insights and analytics to generate a report. So here just rearrange them and then add this filter to the left and somewhere in between. Here these are the filters. You got multiple filters, and In order to apply the filter to reflect on all the worksheets in the dashboard, you have to do one thing. So just select the filter and hit right click and go to apply to worksheet and select using all related data sources. So just get to right click apply to worksheet and using all related data sources. Hit it and now you are done. So when we select any property here, it will be reflected in all the worksheets. So here when you select the charger, the profit versus quantity also gets reflected, and the category profit, the bar chart. But here map is not visible. It is not an error. It is not visible just because your other parameters, other map filters are incorrect. They don't have any value here. So you need to select all the years or days or try using different combination. So here just select all the years and go to the main filter product name. So just select the products you want to search for. Say if you are presenting this to your peers or colleagues, you can filter out all the properties. Say anyone wants to look at in which state you sold charger, you sold the dairy products, you sold anything like mobile phones or tablets and anything else. Just go to that option. You can say the category profit, say in which states you sold the fruits. So the fruit data is only visible based on the year and the map. It was sold in Quebec. Here we got the bar chart. You can add the labels, tooltips. It will show more information when hover around. And here you can get the more details like in the bubble chart, the category profit, and in the sale for the states. You got a lot of information here. So this is the quickest way. Say dashboard allows you to segregate your all information or all your data in a proper manner where you can discuss with your peers or your seniors to drive some useful insights that could be critical in making business decisions or in the future predictions and guessing the market scenario. So it is very important. All the corporates, even for personal finances and different things, you can use this kind of analytics. You could have the travel history. You could get a lot of information. People create a coronavirus dashboards uh, to represent the parameters for travel record. You can get this for journalism purpose. It could be any domain. This analytics is useful for everyone, from individuals to businesses and everyone. So this is the main skill, the business analytics, business intelligence tool, and Tableau is one of the popular business analytics tools. So this is how you add the filters and everything else. So we can perform queries. When you perform query using SQL and other languages, they have some limitations like SQL only runs on the database, but when you have the data in a range bound CSV or Excel sheet, you can easily do it in Tableau without query. And it has a great visual approach. So everything is clearly visible in different charts with vibrant colors and easy to do analytics work. So try creating this thing, keep learning and keep moving ahead. Hi, welcome back friend. Here in this lesson, you're going to learn about creating a calculated field in Tableau. So let's move to the worksheet, and here we got a dual axis chart and we want to create a new calculated field. So just go to measures, right click, create calculated field, and here you can provide your formula to create a calculated field. The formula looks like a programming syntax or similar to SQL. Here you can write your conditions, define your condition based on what your new column will appear. So what is a calculated field? Calculated field is nothing but a new column, and that has been calculated based on certain parameters, formula, or you can combine multiple measures or numerical columns. Okay, so here just write the code. If we are taking total price measure and we are using it to generate a new formula. So here if within bracket square brackets, just provide the value for a name for your measures. Here you can use measure and not dimensions, because dimensions are alphabetic and we are using the numeric values. So if total price is greater than 1000, then total price equals to 2. So it will take the value of total price, check each rows, each individual values. Where it is greater than 1000, it will change it to 2. Okay, it won't change in the total price column. It will create a new column, and in the corresponding value for the same row, it will have the new updated values. Okay, so then write else if total price equals to 1000, then total price equals to 1. So when the value of total price is equals to 1000, it will change the value to 1. Okay, in the new column it will be stored, and then provide the last value, else total price equals to 0, and end. You need to be syntactically correct. If your syntax is not correct, it will show you the error. So here we just need to write end 2 times, because we have used if and else if. Okay, so just write end 2 times, and now the syntax is valid. And when your syntax is valid, the condition has been defined, just hit apply and OK. So it will create a new column. Here we have provided the value name of this new column as calculation 1, and it goes in the dimension. Okay, you can always convert it as a measure, and you can use it in a row, column, or any filters or cards. You can use it. So just add to the column and row. In the similar way, you can create multiple calculated fields. Calculated fields are critical when you need certain columns that are not part of the table or the data set, and you can calculate something. Say if you got an order date and a delivery date, and you want to calculate the difference between two and the time taken from ordering to delivery. So you can calculate the time interval. In the similar way, you could calculate different values. You could calculate percentages, the aggregate, sum, standard deviation, anything, just anything. And you can add it to your visualization. You can use a combination of charts. You can add it. Calculated field is one of the advanced concepts in Tableau. And if you want to master this Tableau data visualization skills, and you have to master this calculated field as well, because not all data will be in the formatted way and in the way you want. Sometimes you want to create charts for the columns or the parameters that are not available by default, so you have to create your own column. If you have a coding background, you know any programming language or an SQL or anything like that, it would be easy for you. Otherwise, it is not that much difficult. It is simple plain English, and you can write. So here we have created this value. You can use a combination of if else to update the values. Go for the formatting, and you can also get the documentation here in the Tableau itself. So here we have updated this thing, and then we can check it back to the dashboard. So just move to the dashboard, and we have updated our table with the calculated field, and it could be visible here soon. So you can update it or remove the previous report, previous worksheet, and add a new worksheet as well. So it will have the updated information, and you can always go back to the worksheet to change anything you want. You could add filters, you could add different calculated fields, and anything you like. So try creating some meaningful calculated fields, add some more information, and add greater insights to your reports and dashboards. Keep learning and keep moving ahead. Hey friend, welcome to this lesson where you're going to learn about getting started with AWS QuickSight. So let's start with this. On the AWS panel, just move to the services panel, or you can just search QuickSight in this option. So there are multitude of services on AWS, and we just need to navigate to QuickSight. So QuickSight will allow you to create different kinds of visualization charts and do a lot of data preparation and complete data science work on the cloud. So let's sign in for QuickSight. You have to sign in for QuickSight with a separate account. So you have created an AWS account. It would not automatically log in into the QuickSight. So you may choose the option for the beginners and the learners. It is better to go for the standard edition. It would be free. So you can choose this thing. For getting started, you need some kind of authentication method. You would require IAM, identity and access management, federated identity. So just keep the default options intact, and you just need to provide QuickSight account name. So just provide a account name here. You can provide any information, and you have to provide the email ID for notification and other things. You can allow access to different kinds of services on cloud. It could be Amazon Redshift. You can choose RDS, S3, IAM we have already selected. So for those who don't know what is IAM, so IAM is an authentication service that is provided on AWS. So whenever you create some service or service instance on the cloud, you need an IAM role or policy attached to that thing. So you could have multiple members of the team working on your project side by side. So it could be a corporate project where you could require this thing for business analyst and data science projects and other so on. So you can have a team here. You can also select S3 bucket if you want to store some data, or you can fetch it, but you can add it on later on. It's not required at the moment. So just keep the default things here, and once you're done, just hit the finish button to get started with this thing. If there is some error, just go back and just revert it to default settings. If you find, you can change the region. I'm using North Virginia, US East. You can choose any option. So you have to make sure that your account name for the QuickSight must match with the format. There's no underscore supported, or special characters are very limited use. So only hyphen is allowed here. So you can use this thing. So once it is created, you can log into QuickSight through AWS. Earlier, QuickSight was a different corporation, different product that was acquired by Amazon or AWS, and that's why we find this thing. It is very advanced software where you can create a lot of things, data visualization charts to be very complex for finding insights, critical insights that you're learning in the coming lessons. So don't worry for this. So you have to just go to the QuickSight. You can consider this lesson as an installation part, but actually it is not an installation. You just need to configure a few basic things before navigating through this thing. So here you can go to the QuickSight account and you can simply log in. It will take only this much time for if you are doing it for the first time. So once you are done, it will automatically just move it to there. You can just explore some few of the basic informations that is there, otherwise just ignore it. You will also learn this thing. So here, this is the primary dashboard for QuickSight. Here you got multiple options. On the left hand side, you got different kinds of categories. You got the analysis that has been created. These are the 4 analyses that has been created by default for you to understand how things work. Once you select any one of them, it will create a visualization dashboard where you have all the options. Here it has created 6, 7, 8 different kind of charts: the pie chart, stack bar charts, and different line charts and other kind of charts, and you will learn to navigate this thing. So there are a lot of options here. You can configure or customize a lot of things here for finding critical insights from the data set. So you will learning how to upload a data set, how to prepare a data set for data preparation, and sorting this thing, data modeling, that is an important part of data science. You will also learn to create a lot of visualization charts and drive some insights from these things. Amazing visualization chart. And you can also download this thing on PDF and share with your peers and teammates. You can allow other various kind of data sources like S3, or you can upload some file in format of CSV or Excel. You can link with a cloud database like Redshift, or traditional database like SQL, and different things here. So this will be a complete data science project. You can create a lot of things: business intelligence, data science, data visualization, a lot of things with QuickSight. So keep learning and keep moving ahead. Hi, welcome back friend. Here in this lesson, you're going to learn about importing a dataset or uploading a dataset on AWS QuickSight, and you will learn to create your first BI report and visualization charts using QuickSight. So let's start with this. So this is our default dashboard. When you log into QuickSight, you got few default visualization dashboards already created for you to analyze, and now it's time to upload something here. So just choose a new analysis, and you have to create a new data set. So let's create a data set. Here you can see there are various options that you can use to import data set on QuickSight. You can use the S3 bucket, you can have the Oracle, SQL Server, Aurora DB, MariaDB. You can also fetch dataset from GitHub, Twitter, or different platforms. Okay, so there's a wide range of options. You can use it using AWS services, or you can use the custom services. So for now, we are just uploading a file that is generally a CSV, or you can upload Excel file. So just upload and select the worksheet name, and you can hit select to create a visualization chart. So this is how we get some data here. You get two different options. One, you can edit or preview data, and then you can visualize. So let us first visualize it. So when you create the visualize option, you will get this visualization dashboard created for you, and here we can create multiple charts. We can add it. You can duplicate different kind of charts. You can create a lot of charts here, such as pie chart, ring chart, tree map, line, stack, map chart, or a different kind of charts, the God charts that can be used for a lot of purposes. So for creating a chart, we need to drop different kind of fields into the group or the value option. So let us drop product into the group and price into the value. So what is value type? Value that is represented using green color will show you the measure or numerical values, and the group is generally the alphabetic values, that is generally noun, names of the place, categories, and such things. Okay, so if you have some numerical value, it could show you the sum of values. Various kinds of aggregation could be there: sum, average, count, count distinct, mean, median, mode, such things you can show. By default it is set to sum. So once you put any field into the value option, it will take the sum of the column and will show you on the screen with help of chart. So this is how it creates. As this service is on cloud, and it may take a few moment for creating a few charts. So in the meanwhile, we can create some more charts here. So let us create a bar chart here. We will drop the same options here. So this is pie chart has been created. Here we have 4 different categories of the product: milk, bread, grapes, and oranges, and that has been shown into the pie chart. And we have the bar chart also ready, and this is how you create different kinds of visualization charts in QuickSight. So try to create this thing on your own. Keep learning and keep moving ahead. Hi, welcome back friend. Here in this lesson you are going to learn about creating a tree map chart in QuickSight, and you will also learn to customize or edit some existing charts. So let's start with this. So we have created 2 different charts. One is a pie chart and another is a bar chart. You can create a duplicate of any of these chart and remove the values, or you can create a new chart from fresh. So here just try to create some new chart. You choose from various types of options that are there. For tree map, just click on the tree map option, and here just add some values. So here we add date into the group by category. It is a date field, so it won't be a number. And then we add a margin into size and price into the color. So we have three different parameters into the tree map. So the size of the tree map entities would be defined by a margin, and color would be derived from price. So brighter the color and softer the color, they will be monotonous. You will see it will load in a few moments. In the meanwhile, you can customize other charts as well. So if you have multiple charts in a dashboard, you may try to customize things accordingly. So here on the pie chart, we have some values. We can see the milk product, milk and different products here, oranges, grapes. So let us align them. So oranges in the orange color, it is orange is currently shown in the green color. Okay, so we want to convert this orange pie into the orange color. We can change the values by just right clicking the chart, and you can select the color of individual parameter, individual category. So let's change the color of milk, and we can change to different data colors. There are a lot of options you can choose from. So this is not a vital step for data visualization. You have already created a visualization, but visually, if you're presenting anything visually, it has to do with colors. So choosing a right color, appropriate color regarding your business intelligence and what insights you are driving is important. Okay, so if you are showing some results from the sales result, the profit could be shown in green color, loss could be shown in the red color. This is a well-known figure everybody uses. So you can turn it into that colors if you have KPIs and other things as well. And these are all things. So you can customize, and once you're done, you may get some different charts loaded. On the right hand side, we also have some categories. Say for example, here we have 4 different categories for the horizontal bar charts. You can choose colors in a different way. Say if you have 4 categories, you can choose 4 different colors for each of them, or you can use a single color as it is shown here. Or you may, if you want to highlight a particular category, you can paint it in a different color. Say here we have 4 different categories. If you want to change the color of milk, you can change it. Okay, so now we have this tree map chart displayed. It has been processed, and here it is. You can export this thing in PDF and download it, that we can view later on. You can always go back to the dashboard panel in the Quicksight when you log into Quicksight, and here we have different projects. So just go to the grocery repository one that we have created here, report here, and here we got 3 different columns. So as said, for the tree map chart, we can find these things. Okay, so here we can have downloaded the PDF. So first you have to export your report into PDF, and then you can download it, and you can view it using any visual editor and so on. So you can use it on a different platform as well. You can share it offline. If you want to drive some critical insights, you can share it with your teammates and anything else like projections, planning for the future, driving some insights. This thing can be combined and published on various formats, on magazines, booklets, research papers, anywhere if you want to use it. Okay, so visualization is not just a part for a business or a company. It can be used by entrepreneurs, freelancers, anyone for personal finance, a variety of things. Okay, so here we have created these things. So try to create these charts and customize them. Keep learning and keep moving ahead. Hi, welcome back friend. Here in this lesson, you're going to learn about data preparation, where you would be able to customize your data set, not your charts, data set. So you would be able to edit your dataset, change values, create calculated fields, and a lot of things that is there. So for data science, data modeling and data preparation is a crucial step. So QuickSight also empower you to prepare your data. So for that purpose, you just need to load your data set either via CSV by uploading a file, or you can use any of the available connectors, S3, Athena, RDS, Redshift, anything. And here you got two options. The first option was to visualize after you hit the select option. The second option on the left hand side is edit and preview data. So earlier we selected the select option and visualize. Now we just need to go with the edit option. So once you hit the edit option, it will create a different kind of dashboard. It is not a dashboard for creating charts. It will show you the entire data set here in different columns and rows, as you can find in the Excel file format. And on the left hand side, you got multiple options. On the top side, you have option for calculated field. Click here to create a calculated field. So what is a calculated field? So you will learn it in detail in the coming lessons, but for now just get it. A calculated field is a new column that you create in a table. It is based on a formula. Okay, say you can create a number of rows, serial number, you can add some value, subtract some value, perform various options here. Next, there is a filter. So filter will allow you to customize the data set and view it here. So if you have say 1,000 of rows and you just want to show 5 rows, so you can show this thing. Okay, you can find a specific value here. You can drill into the data set. So you can decide here what kind of data will go to the visualization phase and what will be cleaned out. So this is also called as a data cleaning step. Data preparation is also called as data cleaning. So here we can customize it based on the serial number. Don't worry, you will also learn about filters, creating filters in the coming lessons. So this is just a quick recap here. So here you can select various options. There are various options. Say you can say the greater or equal value you can define based on a number. Say here we have serial number 1 to various number of rows, say 100 of rows. And if you want to show say row number 5 to 10 or 4 to 8, it could be displayed here. So you have to define the minimum value and the maximum value of the serial number. In the same way, if you say have a data for different persons record, you can decide on the age criteria 18 to 35, 36 to 48, and so on, different age category. You can classify people in age category. You can also create filters like male and female, geography for the country, city, anything based on the product, anything. Say you can filter out data. So this is how you can do this thing. And more, you can customize more information. Here we are using a single sheet. You can use multiple spreadsheet and create a connection in here. As you can see in the data panel, we have got only sheet 1. You could have multiple sheets and you can combine them together to create a joins as you use in the SQL table. People who have a background in database, they will understand it. You can create joins and such things. So it could be useful for advanced scenarios. And for right now, we can also change the data type of the field. So here we have multiple columns. Say price, we can change it from decimal to integer, integer to decimal, and so on. Sometimes say things like if you have the country information or city information, these are the location, geographical locations, and they have been maybe due to some error, they could be defined as a string. So you can change the value. If you customize it to country specific, it will know what that it is a country. And when you want to create a geographical chart, it would be very easy for you to create this thing. It will automatically detect. Okay. So after you are done with this, you can hit the visualization option on the right hand side. You can save and create a visualization chart. As you already know how to create a visualization chart, it will have a different dashboard. So in QuickSight, you have two different kind of dashboards. One for data preparation, modeling, data cleaning, and one for creating visualization chart. So sometimes if you have a very small chunk of data for practice purpose, you can directly go to the visualization step, or in general professionals use to first prepare and then visualize. So on the cloud, if you're working on some decent project, you may be having a good amount of people on your team. So some people would be focused on creating a data preparation level modeling, and some would be deployed on creating visualization chart driving insights. So you could have some role in between, or you could be having managing all these things. Okay. And you could have multiple reports, multiple visualizations, so multiple peoples could be deployed on a different level. So that is how, yeah, your work would be done on the cloud. The data science projects is done here. So try to create these things on your own. Explore data preparation, create visualization charts in QuickSight. Keep learning and keep moving ahead. Welcome back, friend. Here in this lesson, you're going to learn about creating a calculated field in QuickSight. So let's start with this. In the earlier lesson, you learned how to do data preparation, how data preparation works, and various options there. In this lesson, we will be focused on creating a calculated field. So just have some data set or create a new analysis. And here we will learn different kind of functions that you can use to create a different column. So calculated field is simply a custom column or a new column that you want to create that is not there in your data set or table, and it could be based on a certain formula, that is mathematical formula, or it could be based derived from different columns. So here we have multiple columns here, and we can take a few of them. So here we have a profit column, a product category, product ID, product name, different options in here. And here just go to add calculated field, and this will direct you to this option. You can directly write the code for creating a calculated field. It will be a simple one-line code, or you can use different functions that are available here. So here we will be using ceiling function. So CEIL would be written to calculate the ceiling of a function. So here we use the profit, and we will create a ceiling of profit. So just for example, there is a ceiling and floor, two mathematical functions. See here, if you have a decimal value or value, say, it will round off it. So ceiling will round off to the upper threshold, while floor will round off to lower threshold. Say here, if you have 72 as value, upper threshold could be 75 and lower threshold could be 70. If you write ceiling, it will convert to upper threshold. Okay, so here we can have, you can add something like here ceiling plus 1, you can add 1, subtract, you can use various operations as you like. You can divide one column with a different column, so it will perform actions on the row basis. So it will go on an individual row, compare the values in two different columns, and will perform actions. So here just create some real values. So in our data set, we have the values for profit, and if you want to calculate taxes from the profit values, you can just write a code for that. So here just calculate the ceiling function, and here just assume we have a tax rate of 10%. So it will calculate the taxation from the profit. So it will show you. Okay, so it will create a new column. You can provide the name of this column, tax from profit, and just write the code ceiling profit divide by 10. So here this is, sometimes there could be some error for you, so you have to just check the format of this thing. You have to put the column name into the parentheses, the function using braces, and so on. There's no need for any semicolon in here. This is not a programming language. This is very simple. So don't worry if you don't have a background in computer programming. It would be easy for you. If you're a business person or a business analyst purpose, and you don't know the programming, it would be fine. You just need to understand what these functions would do. Okay, so here just try to do one more thing. We learned how to do operations on a measure or a numerical value, and let's learn how to do it on a dimension. So here we are using the concat function. So concat will concatenate or combine multiple strings together. So what are the strings? Here we have two different columns. product ID, product category, and product name. We have three different columns in here. Product ID is numerical, alphabetic. Product category is alphabetic string, and product name is a string. So we can combine these three things together into a single column. So this is generally a useless thing, but I will show you how to do this thing. Okay, so just write concat function within the parentheses, just provide the name of individual columns or the field you can say, and hit the save button. So this is how you have to provide this thing. If you want to combine multiple columns, you can combine them together. Okay, so just explore various functions that are there, and these functions will be compatible enough to uh, allow you to do a lot of data preparation, data cleaning, and data modeling on the data set. Okay, so it will be compatible with different things. So here just write this thing. We have created this thing. Once you're done, hit the save option. It will be reflected just back to your Quicksight dashboard. Here on the right hand side, we got this product info, and it shows the value of these things combined. So currently the space is less, so it won't be displayed here. But if you create a chart, or you can expand it to find the information in there, you could create more things. Like if you want to extract name from the email address, you could do this thing, and you want to combine these things. So try to perform various operations here. Create calculated fields in Quicksight. Keep learning and keep moving ahead. Now moving forward, by creating some more calculated fields, you can hit the three dots to delete a field. You can edit them, customize the code here and the functions that we can use, or you can create a new column from scratch. So three things covered. You can create a new column, you can edit a different existing column, you can delete a column. Okay, so this will empower you things in the data cleaning and data preparation phase. So just hit to add calculated field option. Here we are going to create two different columns, profit per unit and price per unit. So just name this new column as profit per unit, and we're using the ceiling function. You can use a different function if you want to calculate the average or a different value. You can use, you can count, you can do a different operations based on your data set and requirement. So here just write a simple code. Ceil would be used for ceiling function. In the bracket, put different values. Here we put profit, that is divided by order quantity. For divide, you use the slash, so it will be represented. And here we got this column. You can calculate on the right hand side profit per unit. So we got profit and we got unit. These two columns are there. The unit sold, order quantity. Simply we divide the order quantity by the profit, so it will fetch the profit per unit. So you can calculate these things that can be used for your visualization phase. Don't make things very easy. So for a person who is creating visualization chart, need not to do these things. And if you are responsible solely for all the things, this is a step where you have to prepare your data. So you can, it would be not very difficult. You can prepare your data as well as visualize. You should learn both of these things. It may depend on your job role, so you can focus on a particular thing professionally, while you should have a knowledge of both these things. So here we can create a similar function for calculating the price per unit. So here we will divide the total price by order quantity. You can calculate age of a person. You can use a different formula for creating a different kind of calculated field. You get it, how to create a calculated field in Quicksight using few simple steps, and based on different columns you can create visualization charts. You can also add some filters that you will learn later on, that can be added to improvise the data that you want to show in the chart. Sometimes you don't want some garbage values and some excess amount of data, you want to focus. Filters would be for that use. So stay motivated, keep learning, and keep moving ahead. Hi, welcome back friend. Here this lesson you're going to learn about creating filters and excluded lists in AWS QuickSight. So let's start with this. So here we have our data set. As you can see on the right hand side, we have the complete columns and rows information. And on the left hand side, we have various options to customize our data set, to prepare our data set, to perform various options, moderations. So here we just need to select a field or column to convert it into the excluded field. So just select anything. Here we will select a invoice number, and we want some more options. So just click triple dots to expand, and here you have to select the exclude field option. So once you hit this exclude field option, it will be converted into the excluded field. So this column won't be displayed into the data set, and if you save and go to the visualization step, this column won't be available. So it will aggregate your column, it would optimize the storage space, and sometimes in your data set, if it is very large, you want to remove certain things, you can do so. Next is filters. Filters allow you to customize various things. So here we have selected, you can convert anything to filter in the same way you do excluded field. So here we have selected the country filter, and here we have two options. Either we can include a certain thing in the list, or we can exclude. So first just select with the include, or you can select exclude. So here we want to include Canada into the country field. So once you select this thing, it will only display the records that have Canada in the country field. Okay, not other countries would be included. And if you choose to exclude it, it will show all other data that don't have Canada in the country field. So you can apply this condition. Definitely you can add multiple excluded fields and multiple filters in your QuickSight data preparation step. You can create a lot of them to fine grade your things. You can refine your data set and make it suitable so that it can be used to create proper and useful business insights, visualization charts. Next, we can have date information as well. So here we have selected order date, that consists of information for the date. And here we got three different options. We can select the between, after, and before. So when you select the between, you have to select a range of values starting and end date. It will only show the records that are just between the starting and end date. You may choose to select either select or deselect the starting and end date. If you check down that thing, so it would include the starting date, or otherwise it could be excluding it. You may define this date field based on the calendar. It would be easy for you, and just hit apply if you want to select. Say if we have, say, records and we want to show the records from 1st September 2016 based on the time, we can also fine grade it with the time granularity. We can select it to second, minute, hour, and time basis, different basis. If you have a millisecond time information, you can also add it, but it's not generally used, so for default it is there. Then you may choose to select a date afterwards. So in that case, you have to just select a date after which the record would be displayed. A starting date you have to define. Otherwise, if you select the before, you have to decide the end date. And the same way, you can have it inclusive or exclusive set. So you may select a checkbox or deselect a checkbox for including a start or end date based on your requirement. So this is how we can customize our data set using filters and excluded lists. We can have multiple kind of filters in the same way. You could add them, you could remove them, and once you are done, just hit the save and visualize option on the top right side, and it will go to the visualization panel. Don't forget to hit the apply option so that it will be reflected back to your data set and it could be used there. You could add more filters. We have multiple column field here. If you have a large amount of data set that has multiple columns, you can use You can also create a different calculated fields, and you can also use those calculated fields as a filter, as anything else. Okay, say for example, if you have age information, the date of birth of various peoples that are there in the record, you may find the age. You can create a calculated field that will calculate the age based on the date of birth and the current date. It will subtract, find the difference. It will create a new column that will have records for that thing, and you can use it as a filter. So this kind of things can be done here. Here we select a different filter product name, and you can pass on multiple values in the list. Say if you want to show values like including sanitizer and earphones into the product name, you may want to select. Earlier we used Canada as an example. We selected only one country name for including and excluding, and here we can select multiple options as well. So it is a list. You have to just hit enter each time. You have to write each different category name one by one in different lines. So this is how it works, and just do it. Keep learning and keep moving ahead. Stay motivated. Hi, welcome back friends. Here in this lesson you're going to learn about creating map charts in AWS QuickSight. So let's start with this. So we have opened a data set and we have created multiple filters and excluded lists. So before heading towards visualization panel, let us customize some filters. You may add or delete a filter, or you can edit them based on the requirement. For now, let me just disable the product name filter and order date. If you want to keep, or you can change the date range based on the requirement. So here you can customize your filters before heading towards a visualization panel. It will be best practice to just look at the filters and excluded list or calculated field that you have created before getting into the visualization option. So in that case you will have a picture about your data, so you can clarify what you want to visualize. And once you're done, just hit save and visualize. And here we got this visualization dashboard where we can create multiple kind of charts. Here we are going to create a bar chart and a map chart. So there are various visual types as you can find here, and based on the different fields and the columns from the data set, we can create different charts. So here we take two values, country and profit. Country is a dimension that has alphabetic information, name of the country, and profit is a measure that have a numerical value that can be aggregated based on the sum, average, and such on. If you want to create a map chart, just click on the one of these map field. You can select this thing. You can click on the globe icon or the map icon. So I'm taking the area map, and here it shows North America, and here we have a country's information based on the Canada and USA. So these two countries are highlighted. Rest other countries are not highlighted because they are not in our data set right now. So that's it. You can customize it. You can apply conditional formatting by going to the more details option, three dots. You can format these things. So just go to conditional formatting option. Here we can format something based on the parameter. Here we take the profit measure and we change the background color, and we can customize the property. By default it is showing the information in dark and light blue color. You can change the value of colors. So here just select a condition like greater than and provide some value, change the color to red, and here we provided 0 value. Try to apply hit, and here it is. So any country that has a value of profit more than 0 would be converted to red. So in this case, Canada and USA both have some information, and thus both are converted to red. But what happens if we want to divide them based on a certain range? You can do so. Okay, so once we put some range here like 30,000, then it changed. So as you can see here, we got more profit from USA compared to Canada. The profit is generated for this thing, this data set, And here, if you have multiple countries, you can choose to go with them. Otherwise, if you want to choose a gradient, you can use some kind of gradient if you like. Otherwise, if you have multiple values, you can just choose a range. The condition could be greater than, equals to, less than, equals to, equals, or between certain range. You can provide this thing. And once you provide this range, your things would be colored. If you want to remove this condition, you can simply clear it or close. You can add multiple conditions like else would be conditioned. So it works like an if else loop. People who have a background in computer programming would understand it very clearly. Here we have if else condition. If the first condition is found to be true, it will apply the color, that is fields. Otherwise, if first condition is not true, then it will check the second condition, and if second condition is satisfied, it will change the color. Otherwise, will go on further. So here it is. So we got one condition that we have added to this map chart. You can create multiple kinds of map charts, and once we hover around our map country, it will show some information in the tooltip. You could add some more information in the tooltip as well. You can duplicate, you can hit actions, you can find various options in here. And if you want to customize the theme, the layout of your dashboard, on the right hand side you got multiple options like visualize, filter, parameters, theme, actions. Just go to the themes, and here just select a midnight theme. It will convert to the dark theme. You can choose a brighter color. There are 4 or 5 by default themes that you can go with. So if you feel like power saving, or you want to have some dark kind of theme, you can use it. So here we have this thing, dark theme, and we can change the color of individual bars based on the selection, and here it is. So it's better to change the color of bar that matches with the map. So here Canada is changed to magenta or pink color, and US is shown in blue color. So you can clearly identify in both that there's a color harmony between multiple charts. So if you're trying to create a dashboard and report, try to implement this color harmony. Multiple charts having same values should be categorized in similar colors. So keep learning and keep moving ahead. Stay motivated. Hi, welcome back friends. Here in this lesson you're going to learn about creating pivot tables in Quicksight. So let's start with this. When you have a large set of data and you want to summarize your data in form of tabular format using columns and rows in a very concise manner, you can use pivot table. You can also customize it using conditional formatting and change the color of individual cells. For creating a pivot table, just go to the visual types, and here on the third row right hand side you got the pivot table. So just select it to create a pivot table chart, and here you will require to provide the name of the column, rows, and other parameters. So here we can have a different kind of charts. When you are creating a dashboard, you could add different charts such as pie, map, pivot table, and much more. You can create duplicate of an individual chart. In that case, the field information would be intact. So just click the feed wells, and here you get options, rows, columns, and values. So in the rows we have country. We can add state information as well. So it will first divide it into countries, then categorize based on the states, and then we have the third parameter, that is values. So here we got profit. We can change the aggregate function from sum to count to average to distinct, mean, median, percentile, standard deviation. You got various options. So based on your requirement, you can find the minimum of a value, maximum of a value, count. By default people use sum in general case because we want to add the profit, we want to add the sales, we want to add the numbers. If you want to find the average, you can easily find. Then you can also add some more information, like we have added tax from profit. So it has created another column for that. So here we got four columns: country, states, profit, and tax from profit. States are categorized based on the country name, so they are arranged in the country way. So first 6 7 states are from the same country like Canada, and then followed by all the states from USA. We leave the column tab intact. If you want to drop some information here in your field here, you can add, but it will make things look very complex, and most of the cells would be empty. So it's better to reduce the amount of empty cells by just not using this option. We want to have the concise view of the data. So this pivot table will allow you to find the information like how much profit is generated from a state of Manitoba or British Columbia from Canada, or how much taxation you have to pay. So this thing can be fetched. This kind of information can be stored very easily using the pivot table. This will be visualized. So you don't need to dive into deeper. You can find the insights very well. You can go to the conditional formatting. This will allow you to easily grab the things that are informative or relevant. So here we want to customize some values, or we want to highlight the values that are greater than 100 or greater than 1000. So here we will be using two different color options. So just go to this option, condition values, just select the greater than, and we will choose 100 and change the color to something bright. Because we are using dark theme, we choose to go with the orange color. Just hit apply, and now you find this all the values that fall, all the values in taxation that falls above 100 value will be converted to orange color. The cell is displayed as orange color. You can add some more conditions like greater than 1000, and this time you can change some more color. You can add some more color. So like for information, if you want to show some KPIs can also be summarized using this pivot table. So if you want to, if you have a large chunk of data and you just want to focus on most important, the highest sales or the most important factors from the data set, you can just focus there. Say the states that are driving maximum sales, your strategy should be built on those things. So you can also find alerts and this kind of information here. If you have multiple information, it's better to choose the between conditions where you define the starting value and end value. And let's change it to yellow color, and then we have the second condition, that is orange. So above 1000 it will be changed to dark orange color, and below 1000 but greater than 100 it is shown in yellow color. So this is where we highlighted the important states or important information from our data set. In the same way, you can highlight the profit, the country name, anything that you want to define on this thing. Keep learning and keep moving ahead. Try to do this thing on your own.